Alright, boys. I said I was never gonna make it, but you know what? I thought we might as well finish this series. We're making the Breeze guide today, and it's been a long time coming. I really didn't want to make it, because Raze on Breeze, not too good, but doing the Raze only to Immortal challenge, I've had to play it a bit more, so let's just do it. Alright, so real quick, before we get into it, 85% of you aren't subbed, so if you like watching my content, you want to help me out, please hit the sub button below, and yeah, let's just go. Alright, so we're going to start out on the site that everybody loves to hit, the A site here. A site is, I would say, mediocre. Like, there's not too much to be doing. The best site for me is B, but on A site here, you know, you've got your, pretty much just your standard strat here that you're going to always do. There's not, like I said, there's not much flexibility to it, but we'll just go over it. So most of the time, right, when you're attacking here, you wanna clear this area here. This is like the dangerous area. So you're just gonna bounce your boombot off the side here, and it'll clear this corner. It'll clear on top of this box, and if you're lucky, you hit it right, it'll bounce over and clear some other things. Now, after you boombot it and you see there's no one there, then nice. Okay, now you have a choice here, right? So a lot of the times you've seen it. People are gonna play here, maybe like a chamber or something. They're gonna be just sitting in this corner, being really annoying. If you think that's happening, or you have info that he's there, like maybe he peeked, you can just nade him out, and he has to TP, or he's dead. If you don't think there's anybody there, now you can just nade back here, and, you know, people still love to sit in this corner, insta-dead. Just nade it and hold it for a second, like this. You want to do a little bit of a running nade, just out of the ground. And then you can just hold it and wait for a swing. If no swing happens, then you're golden. Now, at this point, your Viper Wall's probably up. If your Viper Wall is up, you can just satchel straight out onto the site here. Just gotta be aware of people pushing through this. That's why it's nice if your boombot bounces that way, then you have the info. But if not, like I said, I don't really like doing these lineups with boombot. I never have, I never will. They just take too much time and effort. It's not worth it. Just learn the bounce and you're good. But yeah, you're gonna want to get onto the site here and take control of this area here. This is like the place you need. Now, if you get here, and let's say a jet swings you and you headshot the jet, you could swing your own Viper Wall here and go for an extra kill. Just gotta be aware, it is very, very risky. There will, like, you know the Viper Wall is gonna be, it's the standard one. Everyone knows this wall. Even in Iron Elo, I'm sure they do this wall. But yeah, like, if you get a kill here, then it's not a bad swing. Otherwise, I'd wait for a flash. Like, you've used, like I showed you, you've used pretty much all your utility here. So, just dry swinging the wall like that, it's not really that good. Unless you've already picked up a kill and you're trying to catch someone else off guard, you know? You want to peek out, maybe get a guy up here or something. It's a risk, you know? It's a risk. So you gotta put that up to yourself. Now, that's the main way to attack A. Like I said, not much else to it. For, we'll go over here, because this is pretty important as well, I'd say. For going up here, it's kind of awkward, because you have to dry swing this to nade it. Like, it's not like a Viper Orb, where they can do it from down here and then come up. So you have to kind of nade like this, and then you can push up off your nade. You can see, you can use your nade kind of like a little smoke. You see that? See the way there's a lot of just explosions? You can use it as like a mini smoke, and you can push up. And at this point now, you can like boombot here, and then open the door, and just help your team. Let's say your team are coming out from here as you open the door. Enemy are fucked. Enemy are completely fucked. So if you can get up in this position, I'd be very aware of here, or people over here. Sometimes there's people here. They're the main spots I'd watch out for. There could also be a guy down there if you don't have a guy in mid. So yeah, that is another solid way to get into A if you can get up here. But like I said, like if they're upping that, you know what I mean? You have to dry swing it in order to nade it. So it's kind of annoying because you might get upped. So that's why if I'm going A, I really do like going main, or I like going mid, which I'll go over in the mid section. But the thing is, if you get to here, it's pretty solid. If you're in post plant especially, it's very, very solid. Like, one thing I like to do is I'll take A and I'll take it all, and then we get the bomb down, and I'll just run back around and come up here. If you have a rocket here, I'll talk about this on defense as well. Like, you can fly out and just rocket a guy. You can do a much better one too if you have the extra time to set it up. You toss it down here, and then you go crazy. See how much further you go when you throw it on the ground there. But yeah, that's the best way is to take A. Now, after you take the site, I would say if you can make it over to like yellow here, very, very good, because you're in a very, very annoying place. Like I've said on all my videos, if you're a duelist, your job is to, like, once you get the bomb down, it is to just be a nuisance and try and stall as much time for your other characters to win the round. So playing here, it's very, very hard to clear you. Like, and you just have so much little space here. You can fight people very well. So yeah, if you can get to this position, it's solid. Otherwise, probably back off and just play with the team. And then you could keep pushing if you need to, but I wouldn't start pushing into their spawn unless you're going hard. You know what I mean? If you got like a bunch of kills and you're trying to throw it around, then go ahead, push spawn, go for a one tap. But you know, wouldn't recommend it. But I can't say I haven't done it. That is pretty much A and post plant right there. I really do like playing around this yellow spot on the post plant. The other way that you can come out of A here is it's a lot more risky, and if you have 2 entries, it's not too bad. I would still nade this and do the other stuff, but you can just like satchel your way out through your own Viper wall and go for a super aggressive peek. Like I said, it is very aggressive, so you can get punished for it. Other thing you could do instead of going on the box is like, you don't want to get height here. This is the thing. See the way I got a lot of height there? You're in the air too long. So you wanna just use your satchels to pretty much get yourself in here, and then you can fight people from here. You'll pass through the Viper wall and hopefully you can catch a guy off guard. Problem is, again, you got to be aware of mid. That's why if you get in here, it's a lot better. But if they're playing in this corner, it's not too good. But that is pretty much A. I'm not gonna lie. That's all you really have. You can like nade this if you get a second nade, pretty solid, or jump up here. You know, just random things. The thing about Raze on maps where she's not good, you need to get a lot of value out of your nade. Like this nade here is very, very good. And also bounce it off here and then send it over this way. So there's a couple nades. It's all about that value of the nade. Wherever you can get it. You can toss it underneath. A couple of good spots there, but we'll move ahead over to mid. Alright, so when you're playing in mid, my favorite thing to do here, mid, obviously it's not the best for Raze. It's very open, you can't get much value out of your abilities, but one thing I will do here almost every time is just nade this off. If someone wants to peek that, they're forced into a fight now. So I'd nade that off right off the start and go for a little jump peek here, just in case you get opper up here. And you can either wrap around this way and head towards B, or you can push off that nade and then boombot it, just to make sure, and you have to watch this cross as you're going. At this point now, you have a nice little A split going, and from here, you really want to be aware, a lot of people will peek you here. So you want to kind of watch out for that, looking for your kill. Because if you can get in quick here, people won't expect you to get a lot of free kills. And from then, you're pretty much in an A spot here. You can jump up here, take a fight over here. Same stuff as pretty much coming from here now. You're just changing it up. The big thing here is just nade this off the start and it will make it so much easier because you won't get peeked by chambers or ops or whatever, or jets. And then the other way you can go is you do the same nade and then you try and make your way up here. If you didn't nade for some reason, you can either nade like this and then you can clear elbow, or be careful of this. Or if you still have your nade again and you think there's a guy in this corner, don't be afraid to just nade that. Hold him if he peeks, or if he has to peek, otherwise he's dead, unless he's playing like jet or chamber and he can get out. And then you can do a nice little B split from here. And when you get into this position, it's very, very hard for the defenders to hold B. I just would say be aware of back sight. There's a lot of people playing back there. So you can, you know, toss your boombot, whatever you're trying to do here, you can satchel your way out, get onto the site, you know, and take it from there. And we'll go over B now, just in more detail, but that is pretty much mid. Now on B attack here, B is probably Raze's best, just because the way it works, there's a lot of more tight corners, so your nade gets like free value pretty much. So we'll go over it here. Usually I'll just run up here and then go for a jump peek. Just be aware of people peeking this. So I'd run up kind of like this, holding for a peek. Then I go for a little jump peek, get a little bit of information. And now you've got 2 things you can do with your boombot. You can either try and send your boombot over this way, or you can use your boombot to clear this corner. So it's completely depending on what you think is right here. Problem is you gotta be aware, like you have to bounce it in the right way here, so it gets in deep enough. If you just bounce it like this, you'll see it won't, you know, it'll just fly off over there. So you wanna get it at a pretty sharp angle, so that it bounces in the corner and clears it. Or you can just bounce it over here and send it off that way. You'll see he'll just pop down there. And for the nade here, there's a couple decent spots. Before the breeze change, it was really solid to just always nade this. But now, you can see it's not as good. So what you can do, you can just bounce it off that back wall. If there's someone back there, you know, we might even kill them, to be honest. A lot of the times people just die from there. Or you can nade like this. And after you do the nade, there's also another nice nade here. I think it's like this. Yeah, you can see you can nade that little corner there. Just aim it kind of here, the right of this thing, and it should bounce in the corner. And after you nade, that's when you wanna go in. So you can see why this nade back here is pretty good with that entry, because you nade over like this. Again, it uses it like a little bit like a smoke. Now you can take this space. Got to be aware of this guy re-peeking after your nade, and then you can come clear this. But like I said, it completely depends on the situation here. It's a lot more creative on B, so you don't have to entry that way. You can also just change it up completely, where you go in like this. And see, when you're going for these short, just like pretty much jet dashes, you want to aim down a lot more. Otherwise, you get too much height. Like if I go for like a big double satchel here, you'll see. Like I'm in the air for very, very long. I don't want to be in the air for this long. So you're pretty much aiming down here and just going in for the fights here. And you can do this, especially very strong with a jet. If your jet's going one way, you you go the other way, and then you can just pop off from there. You really need to clear like this area. This is the area that's like very dangerous, and then after that, you could try and clear the back site. Now, one thing you can do is jump around like that, and you'll catch a lot of people off. Like the guy's gonna be holding like this. He's gonna hear you jump, and he's gonna be like this, and then you're over here. Free kill for you. A little bit of a skill jump though. So yeah, once you get back here, it's pretty solid. You can. One place I really like going is kind of over here, and you could just, like I said again, be a nuisance. Just be hard to kill, but take enough space, but not too much space. That's the key to post plant here. Is you want to like take that space so the enemy can't just overwhelm you, right? You also just want to be hard to clear. Like they have to spam utility at you instead of your teammates. And it's pretty solid then. And that's pretty much post plant there as well. And for a rocket out here, it's pretty simple. You'll do your regular entry. You'll just go out and rocket a guy. And yeah, that's pretty much B. The only other way you go about B is through here. And this is pretty much the same as mid. So what you'll see me do is I'll come up here and I'll boombot kind of like that. Boombot will fly around. He'll go crazy. And he'll just clear that little area for you. Then you'll come up here and you'll just jump peek this a little bit. And then probably nade this off. Now you have like the option to just satchel, go very aggressive. Problem is there might be a guy here, but you fly in like that, he's not going to expect you. You're probably going to kill him, but obviously risky. Other way you can go about it is just come up and then satchel peek him, which is much safer. The problem is this area, you can get shot in the back. That's why I don't mind doing the crazy satchel, but yeah, then you just take B from here instead, and you can pincer with your teammates. And see how much easier it is to clear back site now? In this area, it's pretty good. So you can change it up, so it's not just one route, which I like. And yeah, we'll move ahead onto defense there. That's pretty much the attack. Alright, so on the defense, I kind of like starting in this area, especially on these pistol rounds. Sometimes the enemy will just hard run at B, especially if you don't have a Viper. I know you usually do, but if you don't, they will hard run at B. And the thing I like about here is you kind of have options. So you can jump peek on mid and take fights over here. You can boombot down elbow to get some information. Because a boombot in this elbow area is pretty strong. And from that info, you can kind of play how you think you should. You can like satchel on top of this and take a fight down here. Pretty solid. This area is very, very, very annoying to play against, because you're not going to be looking all the way up here, you know what I mean? So you can jump up here, get a free kill, and then just satchel out. One play I really like. The other play I really like here is the fact that you're so close to B, so you can just defend B as well. Like, depending on the situation you're in, you can just swap it up and just be like, alright, I'm defending B now instead. You know, you can nade this big-ass choke. Very, very, very good. And you can just play it over here. This is an angle I kind of like. Just chilling on top of this one. Other cool little place you can sit is on top of this. This is, you can see it's a lot more risky. The way I would go about this, I would either sit on the corner, go for my one, and then drop. Or you can, you can just fight it hard and then satchel your way out. And just get behind the wall real quick. So that's a very, very good off angle. Other play I really like doing, I'll show these two. These two are very, very good. I like playing Phantom on this. If I'm playing here, I really do like Phantom, so I can go for multi-kills. But you can just chill over here. And it's very, very annoying off angle. Gotta be aware of like Sova drones and stuff. So if you have a teammate to shoot it, it's even better. But yeah, you can get a lot of multi-kills here. Other play, if they have a jet just dashing out like here, sitting on this corner and playing like this, so good. I didn't clip it, which is really annoying because this clip would be really nice right now, but I was just kind of sitting like this, and I just I'd wait for the jet to pop out, I'd kill the jet, and then I'd peek like this, and then instantly get 2 or 3 more. Such a good little spot right there. That's why I have that nade set up pretty much, just for people who like to play there. Like, if you remember, I said a nade here, and I'll nade that little corner. Very solid spot. Other places are kind of more like default, you know, playing like here. You can nade this off and then take your fight. Or you can play around here. You'll see this will get Viper Walled a lot. Like, nade the choke, and then you can swing. It's all about nading that choke in this area here. If you can get that nade off, it's super strong. Other thing, it's a crazy little tip here, is you can hover your nade pre-round. Like, let's say, right, you've been in this situation. You see the enemy has KO, well, because I told you to check the ults every round. If you listen to me, you know, you check they have KO, and you're like, okay, now KO turns off my abilities. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna stand here like this, just waiting until I hear, like, because you can hear KO do the ult before the ult fully goes off. So you can stand here just waiting, and then as he pops ult, toss your nade. Their team is split off. Half of them are coming in, half of them aren't coming in, and you can get so much more value. Let's say like 2 got out. You can take a fight with those 2, and then the rest of them are all stuck in the choke, so you won't get traded as much. Very good. Always think about that when you're playing against the KO as Raze. And for the retake, pretty awkward, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awkward. So like, one thing I like to do is like kind of nade this area, and you need to, if you have your satchels, it's so much better because you can just take all that space instantly compared to waiting so long. You can also go for the flank again. I do like flanking on the retake here. It puts a lot more pressure on them. Just got to be aware of some lineup Larrys, like sitting down here. You know, you can have your boom bot going crazy over here, and then you can just take it while your team are coming in. You know, you can hit it from the back, you know what I mean? And go absolutely nuts from over here. It's a very good pincer. Just got to be aware here and here. If you still have your nade here, it's so good, because you can nade like that, nade off that area, or you can nade like that and nade off that area instead. So very good nades for the retake. And yeah, I would just, don't be afraid to just satchel in to try and take enough space that's safe. So like, nading off, let's say, you know, you're coming from mid, you go over here, you nade off that area, and then you just satchel your way in. And then you can like, take a fight. So that's pretty much the retake there. Alright, so we'll go more over actual mid here. I know I went over it a little bit in this area, starting off. But once you like, you can do those little plays, and then you have the option to either go back, or you can start fighting on mid. So you can go up here, or you can just shift your way down like this. Try and see if you can catch a guy off guard. If not, then boom, you can go straight and you have access over to A here. The other, like, that's what I kind of like. Other thing you can do is you can make your way over to this little ratty corner. Pretty solid play. I prefer it more on, like, jet, to be honest, because you have smokes to get your way out, but this is a pretty one and done play, but it's not bad. Like, you can catch people off guard really hard in there. Just got to be aware of getting traded. Other thing you can do from mid is you can go on this little area. And what I like to do is just cross straight away. And now you can just take a duel here, especially if you're good at opping on Raze. You can op from here, and then you can just satchel your way out. Probably won't die, you might take a little bit of damage, but pretty safe play. If you can get into these little areas, this is like the key to opping on Raze. You can get into these little areas, you can take your shot, and then just satchel your way out. Kind of like a Yoru. I know nobody really plays Yoru, but kind of like a Yoru, if you can have the extra time compared to like a Jet or a Chamber who can just stand where they want. If you're near the cover, you can still get a nice little kill and then make your way out. And the other place for mid is over here, which I do like because I really do like A here. I like this area back here, which I'll go over on A, but for here, we'll just talk about this. The thing I like doing here is I like boombotting out just for a little bit of information. And then kind of playing around here, you can jump peek it. Clear close, you know, maybe someone's a bogus, be careful. And then you can start fighting on mid pretty hard. Because if anyone's there, you'll hear the boombot go off. If not, you could go for a flank, or you could just go back and defend on A, which is pretty solid. Or if you take that area, you can just run up like this. And instead of going for the really long rotate, now you can just fight on elbow and swap it up. And if they're on B, then you're already on B compared to the super long rotate if you go all the way through spawn. So it's pretty solid. Both of those plays from mid, like if you're playing here, you know, you can run over and just take A. If you're playing A, you can just run over and take back B. So mid, pretty solid overall on defense. Especially if the enemy are hitting very hard on sites. If you play mid, you can get there a lot quicker than if you're just like anchoring a site. So yeah, we'll go ahead over A now. Alright, so I'll include playing tube on the A section here. I think it's more of an A part. I'll show you why here. So what I like doing to take control is just nading off one of these angles and holding the other. And one thing you can do is you could just fight from here instead and defend A. Or you could just be very aware of a guy just trying to push you here. You know, a lot of times you'll see Vipers trying to push up here. And you have two options. You can either run it down here and make it all the way and get a quick flank off. Maybe you'll catch a guy off guard here. Maybe you'll catch a chamber teleporting out or something. Or you can just defend, which is pretty solid. And that's pretty much mid. Like you can, or not mid, the tube here. You can drop down a Mogus here if you want. You can start rotating over towards B instead. Maybe kill a lurker that's trying to lurk in mid. And then the best spot here over on A is right here, I think. So what you can do here is you can chill on top of this box, or you can chill on the stairs, or you can chill over here. The reason I like this box the most though is you can see you don't want to fall because that's just dumb. But yeah, you can fight here. You can nade off the choke again. And you can also fight over here. So it's three pretty solid angles. And then you can also just take over mid. Toss your boombot down over here. He'll clear mid for you. Or if the Viper wall's already up and you need some more information, you can toss your boombot kind of around there. And you'll see the boombot will just bounce off and just clear this entire area for you. So pretty solid overall. As well, you can nade off bricks. Very, very, very strong. Don't underrate the nade on bricks, especially on the retake. You can nade off bricks like that. It's super, super powerful. Because a lot of the times, I mean, you've played Breeze before, you know what it's like. And the other great thing about playing like on top of this box slash stairs is you have a pretty solid ult spot from up here. So, you know, you can fly your way out, rocket a guy, maybe rocket a guy here. Very, very good. Very, very good to rocket from. And you can do it from over here or on top of this yellow box. So you can get a bit, you can afford to get a little bit more height on this one. You can see pretty solid. You take a lot of space. You can clear any of that area and your rocket's primed the whole time. So no real risk to it either. So yeah, A is pretty solid on defense. The other place you can play, like I said, is kind of like over here. And you can nade off the choke like this. Just kind of toss it at this wall. Don't run, otherwise it'll bounce too far. And I'll just split up the enemies again. Like I said, all about your nade value. Your nade is very, very important. And yeah, that's a lot of it, to be honest. You've got the retake here. It's pretty simple. Like I said, if you have a nade for bricks, very, very, very strong. You know, you can fly out and take some space here. And yeah, pretty easy for you. You can also play over here. It's going to be a Viper wall here, so you can boombot through like that. And then you can push the Viper wall with your boombot. You can take a duel on a guy. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. And the last play I'll go over is the dumb mid play that I like to do. That you've seen my little YouTube short, you know, but well, I see, you know, you can fly out the double door and just go for like a crazy play. It usually won't work, but you can see it's kind of even hard to do, to be honest. Let me focus up here and do it. You can fly out the double door and take a duel on a guy. If it works, it's pretty cool. If not, you know, you just gotta look like an idiot. But at least it's gonna be funny in the end. So yeah, boys, there we go. That's the Breeze guide. The pretty much thing you need to know overall is B for attack is pretty strong, especially going around this mid area. A is decent as well. You can nade off this little spot and you have the boombot over here. Well, it's all about nade value. That's the thing you need to make sure you're getting. Clearing these little annoying spots is very, very good because no one else can really do it other than Raze. So it's all about nade value. And it's all about clicking some heads, to be honest. You need good aim to play Raze on this map because your abilities, they aren't the best, like I said. Well, you got some pretty cool rocket spots, to be honest. You can be very creative with the rockets. But anyway, boys, that's gonna be the video. So like, sub, all that stuff. Raze guides are officially finished. We might have maybe something else in there somewhere, but map guides anyway are completely finished until they actually release a new map. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.